Right, so this is a pretty fun technique. I actually learned this in school, and it's to smoke food, any ingredient really, with tea. Tea instead of wood. This is great for a few reasons. Tea's got different types of tea have really nice complex flavors and aromas that work really well in flavoring food. Also, burning wood indoors, probably not the best idea. So this is a little more controlled, a little safer to do. If you're unsure, especially if you're not comfortable with controlling heat, just make sure there's a couple windows open and the vent going, because it does produce smoke. We're still using smoke and the heat of the smoke to sort of cook the fish. So what we're going to do to start is make our little pouch or smoke pouch. So any sort of tea, you can even take Earl Grey tea bags and rip those open and use that if you have any of those left over. They have some really nice teas out there. This is a sort of rooibos tea that has clove and cardamom and cinnamon. Ooh. So it has these beautiful, beautiful hard spices. You can even add whole spices to regular tea. So whichever way you want to go, like crack a couple cinnamon sticks in there. Fantastic, beautiful. Bay leaf, yeah, go crazy. So I have some tea here, and we're going to add some rice to that. Use cheap rice because you're not going to be eating the rice after. This is more to act as like coal. It's going to heat up, and this is what's going to sort of burn or start to ignite. I don't want to use ignite. It's not going to cause a fire, but sort of heat up the tea leaves. So we're going to go about equal parts of the tea and the rice, and we're going to put it inside foil. So I've lined a baking pan. This is an oven-proof baking pan. You can even put it, or pan, but you can use like baking trays, those baking sheets too. Put it in there. And I put foil in the bottom just so I don't make a mess in the pan. Pretty much. So I'm going to lay it out so you guys can see up there what's going on. And I've got this over high heat. So now you can already see it starting to smoke here. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what I want to do at this point is get a couple pieces of foil and put it over top. I don't want to cause too much smoke. But put it over top and perforate it with a knife, just so I don't set the alarms off. I don't have ventilation. So perforate it with a knife, and you can see the smoke. And I'm not sure where my lid is.
Right here.
Oh, there it is. Perfect.
I was ready with the lid.
So trap it. Trap it, I guess, until you're ready. Ooh, that's hot.
Don't put it on any
Don't
surface
put it on any
that you don't want
surface.
to melt or burn.
Now your fish of choice. So we have some nice trout, some beautiful trout. A thinner fish is a good choice just because it'll cook a little bit faster. You don't want anything too thick in there, and then you're worried if it's cooked all the way through. So fish like this, I'm going very simple. A little bit of salt. You can smell it. Yeah, very kind of smoky. Yeah. So a little bit of salt, a little bit of zest. Done. That's all I'm going to do to the fish. You can season it whichever way you want. Now, so I put the foil on top. This is going to go even with the skin on, right on top of the foil. And let that still over, you can turn the heat down a bit. You can go to like a medium, just so it's not going like crazy smoke. And get a nice smoke on there for about 5-6 minutes. If it's hot enough, usually it is, you can actually cook it entirely on here. But if you're not sure, you can transfer this to the oven. So get about 5-6 minutes, put it into an oven at 350, and let it go for about 20 minutes. That's all it takes. Really, really, really simple. And then you get this beautiful, and I'll take it out now before I finish the recipe. This beautiful trout, and I took some of it off. But it should flake apart really, really easily. So it's cooked. I know it's cooked all the way through. And it has this incredible campfire, smoky flavor with some of the cardamom, some of the cinnamon, some of the clove. And it's a quick way to cook fish. It's a little bit different. While the fish is cooking, 20 minutes, we're going to make this really nice sort of dip. And this is, I call these choose your own adventure recipes. I'll explain that in a second. So, parsnip. Again, another underused vegetable.
An unsung hero of the produce aisle.
It's fantastic, beautiful, sort of celery flavor, but it has the components of like a traditional root vegetable. So it purees really well, it mashes really well, it roasts and caramelizes really well. It's a fantastic ingredient. So we're gonna roughly dice this, and we're gonna do a really quick dip with this. A little different than a regular like sort of hummus. So roughly chop, we've got about 2 cups of parsnip here, and into a small pot over medium heat. Yeah, about a tablespoon.
Because you want to get that
Yeah.
caramelization.
Yeah, about a tablespoon and a half. And we're gonna put in a clove of garlic, crushed. Well, I'll add 2, why not?
Go wild.
Christy loves her garlic. So. And we'll add some, whatever, herbs. I've got some thyme here. Throw that in. And let that sort of perfume the oil for about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. That's all you need. I'm going to speed this up. So let's assume 2-3 minutes pass by. We're going to add our parsnip in here. Really simple. I'm starting to hear it now, which is nice. And we're going to put water. I didn't put a measurement on there because you just want just enough to just cover it. You don't want too much. We don't want to create like a sort of, soup. We just want enough, and I'll show you. Just so it's kind of, even if some of the parsnip is sort of poking out here, that's fine. So you can see that, like it's not a lot of water, just enough to sort of cover. And bring that up to a simmer. So bring it up to, turn on high, bring it up to a boil. Parsnip does not take long at all to cook. It's not like potatoes, which take a little longer. These are about 15 minutes, and they're done. So we're gonna let that simmer, and once it starts to bubble up a little bit, we're gonna add this guy here. So this is
Does
our
anyone
sort
know
of
what this
seasoning.
is?
Saffron.
Yes.
It's also in the recipe name, so you guys cheated. But no, saffron is a fantastic ingredient to use. So we don't need too much, just like a little pinch, like that. And that's gonna go in to the simmering liquid. And see how it's starting to simmer there? That's when we cover, turn it down to like medium-low, and let that soften up 15 minutes. Maybe 20. But once you start to push it with a fork and it starts to break apart, it's done. Finished. And then you can transfer this to a blender, puree it with about a 1/4 cup of that liquid. We don't want to use all the liquid. That remaining liquid is fantastic. So save it. You can put it
full of flavor and nutrients. So
Really
it's going to
nice.
have all the potassium.
Yeah. So you can go any sort of direction with something like this, which is really nice. And when you puree it, and I added, and it's on the ingredient list, but I added a little bit of yogurt and a little bit of lemon juice. Like really, really, really simple. It's this, look at this color, like beautiful, beautiful, beautiful color. Really, really nice and creamy. And this is a fantastic sort of dip alternative. So put a little bit of that dip down. Just sort of flake that trout into pieces. So a little bit of that smoked trout on top. And then put your crackers or bread. I have some, this is pumpernickel, or not pumpernickel, rye. So just toasted
Dark
rye,
Nice.
which is fantastic. So what you would do is get your cracker, you put a little bit of that dip, some of that rye on the top. That's it.
Fabulous.